let you in on a little secret. If you're working 70-hour weeks during tax season while still feeling like your practice is barely under control, you probably need an OBM. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Amber from Guy and Associates, and I'm going to explain exactly what an OBM is, Online Business Manager, and why 90% of successful tax firms probably have one. What exactly is an OBM or an Online Business Manager? Here's the simple definition that I'll walk through with you. So, an online business manager or OBM is like having a COO, Chief Operating Officer, for your tax practice, but virtually, right? So, we don't come in office, we do everything virtual. We manage the day to day operations, projects, metrics, KPIs, and your team while you focus on doing what you do best, which is serving clients and, of course, growing your revenue. So I come across this question a lot. How do OBMs differ from virtual assistants, VAs? So here's what most people often get confused, right? So a virtual assistant does the tasks. They're the doers. So they answer the emails, they schedule the appointments, they follow up on documents. Whereas an OBM has more of a leadership and managerial role. So we handle the teams and complex projects. So think of it this way. A VA takes things off of your plate while an OBM takes entire systems from your plate. So OBMs can also take on a strategic partner role in your firm. So we can bring things like leadership, systems, operational clarity to your business. We execute your vision. So you bring us a vision, we'll outline what process we need to get there, and then help you build it up from there and actually make it happen. So what does an OBM actually do for tax firms? So for tax and accounting firms specifically, an OBM manages 5 critical areas typically. So that can be client experience systems, team coordination, workflow optimization, technology integration, and performance metrics like KPIs. So let's break this down. So for client experience systems that we design and manage your entire client journey. So taking a prospect from becoming a lead all the way to a client, from the first inquiry to the final delivery. So this includes onboarding workflows, setting up communication profiles. Where are we going to collect the documents? So document collection systems. What will the follow-up sequences be? So your clients will get a seamless and professional experience while you can actually stay focused on client work. We handle all of that for you. Next, we have team coordination and project management. So during busy tax season, an OBM basically becomes like an air traffic controller, right? So we manage the deadlines, we allocate the resources, we handle team communication, just ensuring that nothing falls through the cracks. So you're able to see like the big picture while we're very like deep in the details so that you don't have to worry about that stuff during tax season. Another thing that we do is workflow optimization and then process improvement. So we take a look at how your workflows are in your practice already and identify what the bottlenecks are and implement solutions for that. So that can look like reducing client onboarding time from maybe 2 hours to 30 minutes or eliminating the back and forth on missing documents. We just look for ways to improve your operations overall. Let's picture this. So before you might work with an OBM, you might be, overwhelmed. Maybe it's February the 15th. You're answering client emails at 11 o'clock, which no one wants to do. Your team is confused about priorities. They don't know which way to go. Your documents are scattered from, Drake to Licio all over the place. And you're personally handling everything from marketing, HR, client communications, and basically being the bottleneck in your business. Now, think of it this way. After you work with an OBM, your OBM handles all client communications during business hours. So typically from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. Your team knows exactly what to do and what to work on because we have a project management system. Your processes run like clockwork, and you spend most of your time doing high value activities, maybe like tax planning or business development or making strategic decisions about your business. And you're probably able to take weekends off, right? So everybody wants that. So if you don't have an OBM, you probably need to get one ASAP. So let me tell you about one of our clients. She's a solo tax firm with about 250 tax preparation clients. When we first came on, she had two subcontractors that helped her with her bookkeeping and tax preparation. So at that time, she was working 80-hour weeks and basically considering retirement, and she was just 45, just because it was just becoming too much, right? So she was definitely a self-proclaimed hot mess. I came in as an OBM to review her systems and see where we can update her processes. Shortly after that, I brought in one of our dedicated VAs to complete the process that I implemented and outlined. So I created the process and then they implemented the process, right? So after doing that, she now works 50-hour weeks. She's focused, more on growing the tax relief side of her business. She opened the Tax Institute, which you're really proud of. It's a cohort for enrolled agents and tax professionals that her VA fully manages. So the only thing that she has to do is basically show up for the class, teach the class, and then our VA handles everything else. She was also able to open a storefront, and her revenue was able to grow without her being stressed. So she has been a client with us for about 4 years, and we are super excited about where she has come from when we first started to where we are now. Typically, with tax firms that are working with OBMs, they see about a 30 to 40% reduction in admin time that they're having to spend on admin work. They also see an increase in client capacity, 50% fewer client complaints, and more importantly, they just get their lives back, right? Their ROI is usually about 3 to 5x within the first year. Here are the 5 warning signs that you may need an OBM in your tax or accounting firm. 1, if you're constantly putting out fires and firefighting within your business, you probably need an OBM. If your team asks you questions about everything, every little single thing that you probably have SOPs on, either you have SOPs or the SOPs aren't clear, or you don't have SOPs. And so we can come in and work on that. Even if you have SOPs, your team may not be following them, right? So I always say that your SOPs should be so comprehensive that if someone was to start today, they should know exactly what steps to follow to complete a task and to complete it efficiently. So if you're knowing everything within your business, that means that you can never leave the business, and that can very well present a problem when you want to go on vacation, or maybe you want to sell the business. If other people know what is going on within the business, then you're able to take a break and step away. If you also dream about client deadlines, or if you're dreaming about work, that means that you're probably stressed and that your processes need to be fixed ASAP. If you can't take a day off, right, without everything falling apart, you started a business to have freedom, not just leave one job and go into another job, right? So your business should be able to run on autopilot without you being there. Now, sometimes your pain points look a little different. You could be in the growth stage of your business. Here are some of the growth indicators that you may be experiencing that lets you know that you're ready for an OBM. So if you want to scale behind or beyond your personal capacity, you may be ready for an OBM. If you're turning away clients because you can't handle the workload or take on any more clients, like you just don't have the capacity, then you're probably ready for an OBM to add to your team. If you want to add services like maybe tax planning or advisory work, but you don't currently have the bandwidth, it may be time for an OBM or VA as well. So here's what a partnership with Guy and Associates can look like. So working with an OBM isn't just about handing over control. It's more about gaining leverage within your business. We become like your thought partner, right? So helping you think through the challenges and opportunities that you may be experiencing in the business and help you execute solutions for those, right? So in the first 90 days, we'll audit your operations and identify the biggest inefficiencies that we can work on immediately. Then we'll implement the quick wins, right? We'll go ahead and get those quick wins going to build up momentum. So by month 6, you'll have a systemized process for your core workflows. And by year 1, your practice should be able to run without you having to be involved in every decision, and probably able to take a vacation as well. So if you're ready to stop being the bottleneck in your own tax practice or accounting firm, and you're wanting to start building a business that works without you, I want you to click on the link in the description, or you can click on the link here to schedule a complimentary discovery call with me so that you can fully step into your CEO role and be the CEO that you want to be. So again, click on the description and the link below or here and go ahead and schedule that discovery call. I am excited to work with you and see how Guy and Associates can help you within your business.